Spying and our freedom. Judge Andrew Napolitano wants to know what the U.S. government has charged Edward Snowden with. It's espionage. Why can they do that when the NSA has been doing the same thing? The judge is a Fox News senior judicial analyst. He's in Washington, D.C. today. Judge, good to see you. What are you talking about? What is the NSA doing that's similar to what Edward Snowden did?
Well, you know, what we learned about the NSA in dribs and drabs as a result of Mr. Snowden's initial revelations on June 6th. And first, the government acknowledged that all it had was billing records, who called whom, when, and for how long they spoke. We now know that for the past 2.5 years, through a secret court secretly expanding laws far beyond what Congress intended, where Congress intended the laws to go, the NSA has captured the content of every telephone call, every email, and every text message sent within the United States of America. That's an enormous amount of data. They don't look at all of it, but they have it there, and they can access it with the press of a few keys on the right computer. In order to justify their doing this, they have selectively leaked some of it. And we've learned that they've not only leaked it to the press, like, hey, we stopped 50 plots, even though the FBI was involved in some of them, meaning there weren't really plots, they were stings. And we exposed an imminent and grave danger in Yemen this week. That, of course, doesn't justify why we need to listen to the phone calls and read the emails of 300 million Americans if we're worried about the bad guys in Yemen. But we've also learned, Dig, and this is extremely disturbing, as recently as 2 days ago, yesterday, and again this morning, that the NSA has been leaking raw data that it obtains from these phone calls and from these emails to the Drug Enforcement Administration. And the Drug Enforcement Administration and other law enforcement groups here in Washington have been using that data to initiate criminal prosecutions. Now, you may say, well, so what? Bad guys deserve to be caught. But we have a Fourth Amendment to prevent the use of a dragnet to catch spies as a basis to start criminal prosecutions. And to make it even worse, we now know that in a manual prepared for IRS agents, they were told that if their information came from the NSA and they were put under oath as to where they got the information from, they were to lie about it and claim that it came somewhere else. This is extremely disturbing. If any of these lies took place in cases where defendants have been convicted, guess what? Those defendants are now entitled to a new trial.
Doesn't Congress, though, have the power to put a stop to this?
Yes and no. Congress can put a stop to it by reducing the budget or by giving a budget and saying what they may do with the money and what they cannot do. Libertarian Republican Congressman Justin Amash, combined with liberal Democratic Congressman John Conyers, just last week in an effort to do that in the House of Representatives, it fell short by about 6 or 7 votes, persons that would need to change their vote in order for it to pass. But when Congress learns what the NSA is doing, Congress cannot tell the public or other members of Congress about it because of laws that Congress wrote, which requires the NSA to reveal these things in secret but prevents members of Congress from doing anything about it. Dagan, what kind of a representative democracy is that? That when the people we send to Washington to represent us learn about spying, they can't tell anybody about it.
I think you get a little more fired up when you're here in person.
Can I tell you what I'm also fired up about?
What?
I was born in Newark, New Jersey. I can't believe, that was a while ago, as you know. I can't believe these polls claiming that it's the least friendly city on the face of the earth. That's just not true. I can take you to wonderful places in that town.
First over